that market as they leave the start, which is away in the middle of the racecourse. So away we go, and Optimised Prime is the first one to show, in company with Brave Man's Game. There are 2 flights of hurdles on this part of the course, and Optimised Prime it is who leads them over the first. O'Neill is asked to quicken. It's now that the deck is being shuffled. All of these moving into position to have a crack at Brave Man's Game. 2 from the finish. Brave Man's Game, Bob Ollinger, Bear Gills, they're over in the lead from Gaillard du Mesnil. Kescon Risk is back in 4th. Bob Ollinger has got to the lead, travelling strongly. Makes the turn towards the last with Brave Man's Game. Gaillard du Mesnil, still Rachel Blackmore, doesn't want yet to commit with Bob Ollinger, but now she moves to a length lead over Brave Man's Game and Gaillard du Mesnil as they head down towards the last in the Ballymore. It is Bob Ollinger by 3 lengths. He's over the last clear from Gaillard du Mesnil, who's down on his nose with Brave Man's Game. Bob Ollinger is pulling clear in the Ballymore. Rachel Blackmore and Henry de Bromhead are in the Cheltenham Williams enclosure again as Bob Ollinger beat Gaillard du Mesnil, a 1-2 for Ireland on St Patrick's Day. In 3rd place, Brave Man's Game, then Bear Gills behind those, Does He Know? And of Kescon Risk, and last of the 7, Optimised Prime. A mistake 3 out just knocked Bob Ollinger back, but it was noticeable how Rachel Blackmore, travelling well, didn't want to commit, moved back behind horses on the run to the 3rd last, didn't break cover until round the home turn, and had the confidence to wait before stretching clear for another big race success. Gaillard du Mesnil in 2nd place, then Brave Man's Game and Bear Gills, they both ran with credit, but they were no answer for an Irish 1-2, and once again, Rachel Blackmore rides a Grade 1 Cheltenham Festival winner. Ruby.
Here we go, it is the Brown Advisory Novices Chase, Richard.
So 3.5 miles a furlong. They start halfway up the home straight, and the first fence they take 3 times in all. You can see they'll just move to the left once they get past that fence. The flag may just be dropped as they do so. And a smallish but pretty select field. Again, stand out in the novice chase division at the Festival of 2021. It is Monkfish who is first to show ahead of Eclat de Rio as they race on towards the first of the 19. Monkfish takes it in his stride. They are all over well. The big breakaway just pecked. There was a glance across by Paul Townend on Monkfish, and back in 4th place, Sporting John's rider is looking round. He now has been left, and now out in front it is Monkfish. The big breakaway's being ridden. Fiddler on the Roof is trying hard. The Tizard pair are snapping at the Monkfish tail, but as they turn for home, still to move. Paul Townend just now beginning to set his sights on the 2nd last. The tag team Tizard pair are now headed by Fiddler on the Roof, who's moved through into 2nd as Monkfish heads down with the attentions of the loose horse, a little close for company, needs to jump it straight. Monkfish is in the bottom of it, distracted maybe by the loose horse. In 2nd place, Fiddler on the Roof. Monkfish feels he's done enough, but it's going to be enough. He's 4 lengths clear from in 3rd place, the big breakaway, Dicky Diver remote in 4th. Monkfish will win the Brown Advisory Novices Chase. Bit scrappy at times, but in front where it mattered. Paul Townend for Willie Mullins. In 2nd, Fiddler on the Roof, and 3rd, the big breakaway, finishing 2nd and 3rd for Colin Tizard, and Dicky Diver in 4th place is the last one to finish, because Sporting John, I think, has come down at the 2nd last and he's still down. So out in front, Monkfish. It wasn't always pretty the whole race really, with the odd error or 2, and just checking at the 2nd last, Sporting John is up okay. There's moments of anxiety there, looked back to find him and he was on the deck, but Richard Johnson is up, the horse is up okay. So Monkfish has won. I say it wasn't always the prettiest performance. It won't matter if you backed him at 1-4, but it wasn't exactly without alarm. But it's business as usual. Paul Townend and Willie Mullins in the colours of Susanna Ricci. Monkfish wins the Brown Advisory. I believe that we might have heard a bit of colourful language at the start. You can tell the frustration from everyone. And they're off and racing. Now they have all jumped away pretty well, to be honest, on the run towards the first, and out in the lead it's Heaven Help Us, who's one of the first to show with Witness Protection as they rise out the first. Shang Tang was the back marker over it. Next, Guard Your Dreams, Craig Nesh needs some racing room, has to switch course on the inside of Garo de Jouy as they're making their way down towards the 2nd last. Heaven Help Us has led them a merry dance, got 3 lengths clear all the time. Blue Sari under Mark Walsh has moved through the pack and now sets his eye on the leader as they turn for home. Witness Protection, T-Clipper, Monte Cristo Presto, but out in front, Heaven Help Us has tried to make his getaway, and he leads by 3 lengths. In second place, Blue Sari, Monte Cristo, T Clipper, Craig Nesh finally out in the clear with Burbank and Guard Your Dreams, but Heaven Help Us is over the last in the Coral Cup and is clear. A crumpling fall for Blue Sari in second place. Back and out then goes to Craig Nesh, but Heaven Help Us, what a ride for young Richard Condon. Dictated and ran away from them. Salutes the crowd, another for Ireland. Craig Nesh, T Clipper third, Typer fourth, Sayo and also Janika involved in that with Guard Your Dreams. Then behind these Birchdale, Don Levon comes next, Monte Cristo, Thomas Darby, Garo de Jouy. Behind those Kashari all the way back to Sneaky Getaway, who's one of the last to finish. Pleased to say Blue Sari is on his feet, so is Mark Walsh. It cost them second, but it didn't cost them victory, because Heaven Help Us made every single yard and has stretched clear. We'll try and sort the placings out for you. Craig Nesh, you got tangled up round the home turn, is second. T Clipper is third. It's closer for fourth. Whitecap of Janika being joined by the grey Sayo on the line. That's really close, too close to Corey. Near side Sayo, far side Janika. Extra places may come into it, so let's map a few of those. Birchdale was sixth, then Guard Your Dreams, Don Levon, and then over on the far side, Palmer's Hill. Just to repeat, Mark Walsh is up okay. The Irish in full voice again. Heaven Help Us. This is what it means for a young man to ride a winner at a big race at Cheltenham. Keen ones, notebook and put the kettle on, been well handled by their riders in the preliminaries. They're moving forward and away they head for the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase. Rouge Vive and Put the Kettle On are the first two to head towards fence number 1 with Notebook, Chacun Pour Soi, First Flow on the inside as they rise for the first time. Silius Emery at the back of the Rouge Vive, the door was slammed on So Royal as they make their way back towards home. Out in the lead, Put the Kettle On. Chacun Pour Soi still undercover, tracking the leader, Notebook, Creanatine. Nube Negra's getting onto the heels of the leaders. First Flow trying to get back in it. Silius Emery, as the pace has steadied, has got onto their tails as well. Put the Kettle On, Chacun Pour Soi, with every chance on the inside, is now asked to go and win the Queen Mother Champion Chase. Nube Negra is in third as they head towards the last. Chacun Pour Soi is over in the lead, but the Kettle On will not lie down. She is fighting back on the run to the line. Chacun Pour Soi by a neck. Put the Kettle On with Nube Negra on the outside. Put the Kettle On would not taste defeat and will follow up Haraka win in the Queen Mother. What a win for Put the Kettle On, rallied to beat Nube Negra. Chacun Pour Soi ran out of puff late on Granatine. So Royal ruining that interference in the closing stages and all the way back to Silius Emery and Rouge Vive. They went by her, but they couldn't beat her. Put the Kettle On 17-2, won the Arkle 12 months ago. Henry de Bromhead with another winner. This time it's Aidan Coleman in the saddle. Nube Negra second, Chacun Pour Soi every chance, just wilted in the final 100 yards. Grenadine and So Royal only beaten about 5 or 6 lengths, badly impeded on the run to the third last. A race that had many different strands, but the one common theme is Put the Kettle On at the end, wins here at Cheltenham.
Flag is up. Good luck, Richard.
Sat-navs at the ready head as they break away, and Tiger Roll's going straight to the front. Change of tactics, try and rekindle the enthusiasm back over these fences as they take the first with Kingswell Theatre. That was a bank with a hedge, and we go to a ditch rail hedge as they move away from the stands for the first time. Kingswell Theatre, Tiger Roll. 6 to 7 lengths, Tiger Roll looking to avenge his defeat by Easy's Land in this race 12 months ago. Heads towards the second last with a widening lead. Easy's Land in second place, racing in third is Subneck, then Alpha Des Obo. But Tiger Roll, full of verve and enthusiasm this afternoon, turns towards the final fence in the Glenfarclas Chase with a clear lead. Easy's Land in second place, then Subneck heading towards the last in the Glenfarclas Chase, and Tiger Roll is clear. 15 lengths is the gap. The final stuffed hurdle is no match for Tiger Roll. Easy's Land and Subneck, then Alpha Des Obo. Tiger Roll heading for 5th success at the Cheltenham Festival. From Triumph Hurdle all those years ago, every obstacle he's faced, he's conquered, and he's back in the Glenfarclas Chase. Tiger Roll beat Easy's Land, a reverse from last year. Sunnick was third, Alfred Ezobo is in fourth place. And last, I think, of those to finish out, Sam, and maybe one more that's coming over the line, which I think is Hogan's Height. Pulled up was Deputy Descartes on the run-in. Keith Donahue knows this horse so well. Now, of course, officially under Denise Foster's care for King's House Stud, has absolutely annihilated Easy's Land, racing with all the verve that characterised those successes, including those two Grand Nationals. Tiger Roll, 5 victories at the Cheltenham Festival. 2 miles in front of the field.
Okay, come on then.
And they're off and racing, and away we head. Sky Pirate is just restrained behind Moonlighter, and the grey is Capucci Mix heading towards the first. Bundor in his front rank, accompanied with Amula Gold as they take fence number 1. In the noseband as they race down towards the second last. Out in the lead, Us and Them on the slopes on the outside. Not that Puise for Harry Skelton and Sky Pirate. Track the leaders still there on the inside, the grey Capucci Mix. Behind these, Duc de Ginevra on Toussaint, being produced by Mark Walsh in the hoops. Ashutor completes the leading group of 8 in the Johnny Henderson. 2 from the finish. Capucci Mix on the slopes. Go on from Us and Them. Sky Pirate, Not that Puise is now ridden. Back in 5th place on Toussaint at the last. On the slopes has moved through with Capucci Mix, and between them Sky Pirate as they set off at the running on Toussaint is trying to join in as well. Sky Pirate is who's hit the lead on Toussaint, trying to run him down for Ireland. Sky Pirate in the lead, holding on Toussaint, closing all the way to the line. Sky Pirate from Toussaint. Sky Pirate just held on to win the Johnny Henderson. On Toussaint second, running on really well in the closing stages. Iblio I think's got up for third, tied for fourth on the slopes, Not that Puise. Behind these was Capucci Mix, who added a puff, and Duc de Ginevra. Sky Pirates lasted home by about a head. A grin, finally, an English grin on St Patrick's Day as Harry and Dan Skelton, with a horse that's risen through the weights. I should say, Harry and Dan Skelton, is Nick Schofield and John Joe O'Neill, who are successful here. Smiles on them as Sky Pirate held on in the colours of Mr Ted, and Not that Puise ran out a puff up the hill. But Sky Pirate it is who has landed the spoils. He's really progressed through the ranks this season. Great grin for Nick Schofield and John Joe O'Neill. I know that he's invested an awful lot in the horse racing industry. Has won the Johnny Henderson. Sky Pirate, one love.
Yeah, one for Jack Dawson.